Today, we will run the 444 route round trip. The 444 starts at the Poinsettia train station and carries the coaster passengers to their businesses up in the Vista Business Park. You may wonder, why are we heading south on the I-5? Since the 444 starts at Poinsettia, I'm heading southbound on the 5 to demonstrate the deadhead to the starting point. Exit Palomar Airport Road. Then turn right on Palomar. Merge immediately into the left lane so you are in a position to turn left onto Avenida Encinas. This light is Encinas. Rock and roll, clear your blind spots, and square the turn. There are a couple of stops along here. You'll pass the Encinas water treatment plant on your left. Watch for the train station access road on the right. Here it is, coming up. Turn right into the train station. Note that this is a train station and does not offer regular hourly bus service. Pull over, check your time. You'll see the bus stops on the right. The 445 also services this station, carrying passengers up to the Palomar College. You'll want to wait at your stop until the train comes, even if the train is late. And it is a good idea to check with OCC to make sure you are clear to go. You have clean bathroom facilities ahead on the right, if needed. When leaving, continue past the bathrooms. Your left and right say turn left at the second driveway. This is the second driveway here. We will exit from the first drive, just square the parking lot to get turned around. There's only 244 trips in the morning and 244 trips in the afternoon. The morning runs pick up the passengers from the coaster and bring them up into the business park to go to work. The afternoon run picks up passengers from their place of business, takes them back to the coaster to commute home. This coffee shop on the right is excellent if you are laying over in the morning. Turn left at the first driveway, then right back onto the access road. Head back to Avenida Encinas and make a left turn. We are now en route. The 444 runs Monday through Friday. There is no weekend service. There are a couple of stops along here which you will want to service. We are approaching Palomar Airport Road. As you approach the intersection, begin checking for pedestrians, bikes, fixed objects like telephone poles. Rock and roll to clear your blind spots. Proceed carefully at 3 to 5 miles per hour, and once your shoulder passes the corner, begin to turn the bus sharply using the push-pull method. Use your mirrors to watch your back tires as they clear the turn. Stay in the right lanes even though there are no stops until we cross the freeway. We will continue on Palomar Airport Road until we reach College Boulevard to make a left turn. College is the 4th stoplight up. Cross over the 5 freeway. We are passing our first light, which is Paseo del Norte, and don't miss this stop here by Carl's Jr. These cars on the right are turning into the Carlsbad Costco. The flower fields are on the left. We are now approaching Armada Drive, the second stoplight. And note that our first time point is on the far side of this intersection. The purpose of the time point is to keep you traveling within a certain time frame, and the passengers rely on you as a driver to be on time, and never leave a time point early as many customers arrive at the stop at the last minute. The speed limit along Palomar Airport Road is 55 miles per hour. So let's jump ahead. We are now approaching Hidden Valley Road / The Crossings. The Crossings is a city golf course on the left. Note the bus stop in the trees here. And that is your last stop along Palomar, so begin to merge into the left lanes. Traffic can be heavy in the morning, so keep your momentum up and plan your merge. This intersection is College. Prepare to make a left turn. Tips for making left turns. Drivers should signal early, at least 150 feet before the intersection. Walk your bus at 5 miles per hour around the turn. Make sure crosswalks are clear before crossing. Come to a complete stop and look left, right, and left again before proceeding. Off-tracking and tail swing should be constantly monitored with mirrors. Always rock and roll in your seat and check your blind spots. When stopped, waiting for the turn, wheels should be pointing straight ahead. Proceed up the hill through the golf course. The business park starts at the top of the hill. You are looking for Aston Avenue, which is our next right turn. We are entering the business park now. Aston is the second right. The first right is Palomar Point Way, which we have passed already. This is Aston. Prepare to make a right turn. And be aware that College Avenue, Aston Time Point, is right around the corner. Pull over, check your time, proceed when safe. Continue straight on Aston. It is easy to get disoriented in a business park because everything more or less looks the same, but we are essentially just making a big loop through the park. So after leaving College, we make a right onto Aston, and now we're going to make a right on Rutherford. If a customer attempts to board without the proper fare or with an invalid pass, the operator can request the appropriate fare once, but only once, and then allow the customer to board. Operators will not engage in fare disputes. The operator will not attempt to confront, deny service to, or eject any passenger from a coach due to a fare dispute. If a customer makes a habit of providing insufficient or no fare, the operator should contact the dispatcher, push the event button, and continue in service unless otherwise instructed. Operators are to make a reasonable attempt to collect the proper fares and valid transfers. A polite request or reminder should always be the approach. If the customer has no fare, politely tell them they may ride this time, but please have the appropriate fare the next time. Always give your customers the benefit of the doubt. This is a well-maintained park and there's never a lot of traffic. Priestley Drive is our next turn and we'll make a left turn. We're beginning to loop back now. The next time stop is just around the corner on the right. For every major or fatal accident, there are 29 close calls and 300 unsafe acts. The only way to reduce the possibility of having an accident is to reduce the 300 unsafe acts. You may have some bad habits developed as a driver over time, but as a professional driver, you need to think of safety first. Now we continue straight to Faraday to make a left turn. Reduce your unsafe behaviors, and you will reduce the risk and be safer. We all understand close calls. We've all had them. Some have had more than others, and that's the point. Some drivers have more close calls because they take more shortcuts and take more unnecessary risk. Be conscious of the risks you take and take the time to avoid them so that your chances of having an accident are reduced. Remember, for every 300 unsafe acts, there are 29 close calls and 1 catastrophic event. We are heading west now. Once we pass through College, we've completed our loop through the park. Note the stop on the right. After servicing this stop, begin to merge left. This lane turns into a right turn only lane. We'll take Faraday out of the business park to connect with Cannon Road. There are 3 stops left here in the business park and 1 near side Cannon. We're leaving the business park. We are entering a scenic part of the route now, so enjoy it. But don't take your eyes off the road. The road splits up here and veers off to the right. You don't want to miss that turn. Distracted driving. Distracted driving is any activity that diverts your attention away from driving, including talking or texting on your phone, eating and drinking, talking to people in your vehicle, anything that takes your attention away from your driving. You cannot drive safely unless the task of driving has your full attention. Any non-driving activity you engage in is a potential distraction and increases your risk of crashing. It is required that you turn off your cell phone and stow it away. Do not use your Bluetooth. Don't eat and drive. If you need to refer to your paddle, manifest, or other paperwork, do so when you are safely parked. Use the LLCs to help you keep alert and updated to your surroundings. To be a defensive driver, you need to observe these 4 behaviors. Look ahead, look around, leave room, communicate, and be courteous. We are approaching Cannon now. There is the last Faraday stop on the right. There will be a left turn on Cannon. Be in the center right lane to make the turn. That is Aqua Hedondia Lagoon off to the right. There's only one stop along this stretch of Cannon. After servicing, merge to the left to prepare for a left turn onto Legoland Drive. Driving a bus is a challenge, not only because of the driving dynamics, but also because of the size. A transit vehicle is obviously much wider and taller than a regular car. This can create hazards while maneuvering in tight places. You must create a safe cushion of space around the bus. You need to manage this space on all 6 sides of the vehicle, the front, back, right and left sides, along with overhead and below the vehicle. It's important to know the width and the height of the bus. The things you need to look out for, especially when making a right turn, are light poles, street signs, trash cans, even standing pedestrians. Stay to the right to merge into Armada and avoid the traffic circle. We're almost to the end of our route, on the northbound route. To begin with, make sure your mirrors are properly adjusted before moving the bus, including the interior mirrors. That is the GIA, the Gemologist Institute of America, on the right. This is the last stop before the final time point. The Carlsbad flower fields are just over this wall on the right. Too bad you can't see them. We will be approaching our last morning stop just up the road here. Normally, after all passengers have departed, we will continue straight down the hill on Armada to Palomar Airport Road, make a right, proceed to the 5 freeway north, and then continue home to the base. But instead, we'll just make a U-turn on Armada and start our westbound route. The 444 return trip is called the 444 westbound. We'll be retracing our steps, so continue along Armada until we reach Legoland Drive. Enter the traffic circle, but note that there are 2 lanes entering the circle, so be aware of any cars on your left. It's a good idea to use your turn signals in a traffic circle so that other drivers know what your intentions are. We'll be exiting at Legoland Drive, so veer right and exit the circle here. This light up ahead is Canon. Prepare to make a right turn. Customer service. When dealing with customers, both internal and external, it's important to not take things personally and to not let it affect your attitude. Everybody has issues from time to time, and we need to do our best to treat others with respect. They could be dealing with something stressful that you are not aware of, and this could be the reason for their bad attitude. We always have a choice. We can choose to be friendly, patient, and accepting, or we can choose to be difficult and grumpy. The best way to make choices is to focus on the customer, on solutions, and using positive communication. Good customer service is all about making customer-centric choices. It means that you make the choice that puts the customer first. Choosing positive words instead of negative ones helps keep the customer happy and feel respected. Customers are, after all, why we do what we do. Empathy is the ability to understand and share the feelings of others. It means putting yourself in someone else's shoes. Think about what your customer is experiencing. When you act with empathy, you are treating the customers the way they expect to, and shows that you respect them. We are now approaching Faraday. This is where we leave Canon, so make a right turn. Let's jump ahead to the business park. There are 4 stops along here until college. 1, 2, 3. Whoops, I passed the last one, but you won't miss it. It is attached to the stoplight sign. Continue straight through college, and we now reverse our loop through the business park. Continue straight through Rutherford. Make a right on Priestley Drive. As we approach Rutherford, you'll see Rutherford Road, Priestley Drive, time point on the right. Make a right on Rutherford. If we continue straight on Rutherford, we would reconnect with Faraday, but we'll be making a left turn on Aston. There are a number of roads that veer off of Rutherford to the left. You can recognize your left turn Aston by the pedestrian signs. Here is Aston. Turn left and yield to oncoming traffic. At the end of Aston, near College, you will see the College Aston time point. Make a left onto College and proceed down the hill. The big intersection is Palomar Airport Road. Prepare to make a right turn. We'll stay on Palomar until we cross over the freeway and make a left on Avenida Encinas. When driving straight forward, the objective is to avoid conflicts with other vehicles. Keep the vehicle in the center of the right lane at a steady speed matched to conditions, and at the correct following distance. Desire to change lanes is signaled well in advance, at least 3 flashes, and are made gradually. Scan your mirrors, the road ahead and behind, and always remain alert. Make motorists and pedestrians aware of the presence of your vehicle, its position, and your intent. Make eye contact with other drivers or pedestrians to show intent. If needed, tap the horn to get the other party's attention. Signal early while there is still time and space to avoid conflict. Use a minimum of 3 signal flashes for lane changing and 5 flashes for turning. Communicate intent by using turn signals and tapping the horn, if needed, before passing. Tap the horn at blind corners or curves to warn motorists and pedestrians of intent. Always use the four-way flashers consistently before pulling off the road or backing. If you must back, walk around the vehicle and honk the horn loudly twice before backing to alert others of your movement. Stay on Encinas until the Poinsettia Station access road and make a right into the station. It looks like we have someone deciding to live at the bus stop for a while. As much as I care for these people, I do know that the city has places for them to stay. But they don't want the rules, so they stay outside. Unfortunately, they can't occupy our bus stops, which are set up for passengers. She is talking a mile a minute. The bus stops and transit centers are our showrooms. This is where customers come to buy our service. I would expect that if a passenger came to catch a bus, they would expect to be able to sit and wait at a clean and accessible bench. I explained to these folks how to get over to the 101, where they can catch a bus to Oceanside. First stop, Brother Benno's.